and television shows. Because all of these decisions involve plot points, there will be spoilers ahead.
This was to be my day of triumph.
It'll come.
Number 10. Almost starting a war between Asgard and Jotunheim. Thor.
What action would you take?
March into Jotunheim as you once did. Teach them a lesson. Break their spirits, or they'll never dare try to cross our borders again.
You're thinking only as a warrior.
This was an act of war!
It was the act of but a few.
Thor may be an ancient god of thunder, but he's still not quite grown up when he's first introduced. At his coronation, the frost giants of Jotunheim attack, prompting the impulsive Asgardian to attack the realm without his father's approval.
Thor, stop and think. Look around you, we're outnumbered.
Know your place, brother.
You know not what your actions would unleash. I do.
For presuming to act in his stead and nearly starting a war between the two realms, Odin strips Thor of his powers and exiles him to Earth, providing his brother Loki with an opportunity to take over.
You have betrayed the express command of your king. Through your arrogance and stupidity, you have opened these peaceful realms and innocent lives to the horror and desolation of war!
While it could be argued that Thor's actions were better in the long run in the sense that he became a better man because of it, the initial decision was still a pretty stupid one. Number 9. Trusting Fisk. Daredevil.
I see you got my message.
Punished for his murderous one-man war on crime, Frank Castle finds himself approached in prison by Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. The imposing crime lord proposes a mutually beneficial arrangement. Fisk will provide him access to his rival Dutton inside the prison, who was involved in the massacre that led to Castle's family's deaths. In exchange, Castle will kill him.
This crusade of yours, it's never gonna end, right? Right? You're right.
While Castle holds up his end of the deal and gets the information he needs, Fisk betrays him, allowing Dutton's allies out of their cells.
Mr. Castle, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Although Castle is able to survive the ensuing onslaught, it was still a brutal experience that could have been avoided. Number 8. Almost everything Trish Walker does in Season 2. Jessica Jones.
God, I don't feel well. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
What? Nice to watch her show. Sad.
Jessica Jones's adoptive sister, Trish Walker, initially appears more together than her sibling, but a series of increasingly poor decisions sees her spiral out of control in the show's second season. Desperate to be a superhero, Trish starts taking an addictive, steroid-like drug, quits her job, sleeps with Jessica's work partner Malcolm, and tries to push the same drug on him. She kidnaps Malcolm and a scientist, Carl, at gunpoint, and forces Carl to perform untested experiments on her to give her superpowers. As if that's not enough, she then murders Jessica's admittedly murderous mother in a misguided attempt to protect Jessica.
No, I won't let you.
Forcing Jessica to take the blame to protect her. And that's the short version. Yikes. Number 7. Stealing the Anulax batteries. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
What were you thinking?
Dude, they were really easy to steal.
That's your defense?
Come on, you saw how that high priestess talked down to us.
Rocket Raccoon may be a mechanical whiz and an ace pilot, but he can still be a monumental jackass. After the Guardians of the Galaxy are hired to protect the Anulax batteries that belong to the Sovereign from a monster, Rocket then repays their employers by stealing the batteries. This leads the Golden Race to understandably take affront and send thousands of drone ships in pursuit of them for the remainder of the film.
He didn't chase him away,
No.
even though he yelled at him. I was always mean. And he stole batteries he didn't need.
Also, judging by one of the film's end credits scenes, Rocket's theft may have even more unseen consequences for the group.
More capable of destroying the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think I shall call him Adam.
Number 6. Taking a stressful job in a highly populated city. The Incredible Hulk. Bruce Banner is generally a pretty smart guy. You don't become a world-renowned physicist by being a dummy. Yet, considering how intelligent he is, he's made some really poor choices. His anger and stress levels cause him to become a nearly unstoppable green monster, so he decides to hide out in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, of all places. It's a densely populated city filled with potential stressors.
Tem problema?
Sem problema.
Tá demais.
Ai, não me deixe com fome. Que? Não bom quando eu fome. No, wait. Oh, that's not right.
Que porra!
Hey! Para com isso! Para!
Why put yourself somewhere that, in the event of an episode, presents the opportunity for maximum collateral damage? It ultimately takes the military showing up to trigger the Hulk, but it could have happened at any moment. Number 5. Creating Ultron from the Scepter. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I thought Ultron was a fantasy.
Yesterday it was. If we can harness this power, apply it to my Iron Legion protocol.
That's a man-sized if.
In works of fiction, creating artificial intelligence rarely works out for its creators. Apparently, having never seen a sci-fi movie, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, him again, decide to create a peacekeeping program called Ultron using Loki's scepter. Well, this doesn't seem too bad at first. The fact that they don't tell any of the other Avengers about it means that none of them, especially Captain America, who is fresh off his own bad experience with a peacekeeping initiative, have a chance to change their minds.
Ultron.
In the flesh. Or no, not yet. Not this Christmas.
Earth's dumbest/smartest hero's creation, Ultron results in hundreds, if not thousands of deaths, more than earning them the ensuing blowback.
The Sokovia Accords, approved by 117 countries, it states that the Avengers shall no longer be a private organization.
Number 4. Dangerous driving. Doctor Strange. The eponymous surgeon turned sorcerer may be a genius when it comes to medicine and magic, but he doesn't always have the best judgment. Before he's put on the path to learning the mystic arts, Stephen Strange is driving late at night on a winding road, in the rain, while passing other cars, and on his phone.
Can you send me the... Got it.
Naturally, he ends up in an accident, completely ruining his hands. You'd think a surgeon would know firsthand the consequence of unsafe driving after stitching up victims of crashes, but no.
No one could have done better.
I could have done better.
Number 3. Abandoning a child. Black Panther.
The child.
Despite having the air of a wise king, T'Chaka, the former Black Panther and father of the current one, makes a grievous and heartless error that ends up causing his country a lot of grief after his death. In America, his brother N'Jobu plans to use Wakandan technology to free African descendants from oppression. T'Chaka tries to bring him home, but N'Jobu's attempt to kill the man who spied on him leads the king to kill his own brother.
I found my daddy with panther claws in his chest. You ain't the son of a king, you are a son of a murderer.
Hoping to keep the entire episode a secret from Wakanda, T'Chaka leaves behind the evidence, N'Jobu's son. Sure enough, said boy grows up to become the film's villain, Killmonger.
Well, maybe your home's the ones that's lost. That's why they can't find us.
Number 2. Giving the Mandarin his address. Iron Man 3.
Mr. President, I know this must be getting frustrating, but this season of terror is drawing to a close.
We've already seen that Tony Stark is a genius with science and technology, but also that his confidence is often his undoing. After his friend Happy Hogan is hospitalized in an attack by terrorists answering to the mysterious Mandarin, Tony calls the mastermind out on television, challenging him to come get him and then giving out his address.
Here's my home address. 10880 Malibu Point. 90265. I'll leave the door unlocked.
Tony then goes home, dons his prototype suit instead of a more tested one, doesn't call for backup or bother to activate all the other remote-controlled suits in his basement, and is caught unaware when the helicopters attack his home. Brilliant plan, Tony. Number 1. Star-Lord attacking Thanos when they have him subdued. Avengers: Infinity War. There are a lot of tragic and easily avoidable mistakes on the road to the snap, and while it was tempting to lambaste Vision for not flying farther away from Thanos when he tried to commit assisted suicide, most of us pointed the finger at Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord.
I thought you'd be hard to catch. For the record, this is my plan. Not so strong now, huh?
After the remaining Guardians, several Avengers, and Doctor Strange managed to restrain the Mad Titan, they're able to deduce that he killed Gamora, Quill's love interest, and Thanos' adopted daughter. Distraught, Quill strikes the pinned villain, which gives Thanos the opening he needs to break free.
Hey, stop! Stop! Hey, stop! It's coming! I got it! Oh, God.
We get that he